Today on Destination Polaris, we're off to Florida to throw some mud. Slap on the snorkel and grab your waders. Destination Polaris starts right now.
Destination Polaris is presented by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
Welcome to Destination Polaris. We're in Florida this week where we're going to visit some old places, some new places, and a lot of places with mud.
We start our mudslinging trip in Central Florida at River Ranch. River Ranch is located in Lake Wales, Florida. You can get to this Polk County mud hole from any big city. It's just an hour south of Orlando and an hour and a half east of Tampa. Now, one thing you should know about River Ranch, it's private property, and that's just about how it goes in most Florida mud holes. Either own a slab of land to gain access or get an invite. We were lucky enough to know these guys.
Well, in order to be in here, you either need to be a guest of a member or a member. And to be a member, you need to own property and join the association and pay your membership dues.
Those dues come with a few perks, like all the mud your machine can eat. All day, any day. Brett Browning, he staked claim here nearly 2 decades ago.
Probably one of the best places to ride in the state of Florida.
Brett's buddy Chris,
it's his fault,
soon followed and got his own place.
I used to come out and visit Brett. About 2 years before I bought, I just came out to visit him and I said, oh, I got to have a place. As soon as I realized that, you know, there's 50, 60,000 acres that you can ride, I was sold. Yeah, I think it's a real good deal. I mean, when you get right down to it, because of so many restrictions now, it's getting to be where it's the only deals, you know what I mean? If you want to ride. I grew up where you could just get on a machine and go riding. Go out to Colorado or somewhere, then you got a lot of options. Not so much here.
No worries, guys. We're not here for anything fancy. We're here to have some fun.
We can start out at some wet trails in the forest and maybe move on to a cypress forest.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Been around for a very long time, but it used to be more of a hunting club, and it's almost geared towards, we're starting to see a lot of more ATVs, side-by-side owners. A lot of guys, from as far down south as the Florida Keys, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, coming to get away from the city, enjoy themselves a little bit on the weekends. It's huge. You won't cover the same ground, twice in the same day.
Well, I don't think you could do it in a lifetime, every square inch of it.
From one corner to the other, it might be about 19 miles.
You can get lost very easily. You got to know your way around. There's a little bit of every type of riding. There's sand, there's mud. It's just a very large mixture of riding environments out here.
We grab a quick bite, but stick around because it's time to go deep. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications. Super ATV, your trusted source for high-quality parts and accessories. And by Aluma Trailers, the best aluminum trailers available.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We're at River Ranch in Central Florida. If you like mud, then this is paradise.
I live over on the beach. Everybody thinks that's Florida. You come out here, you see the oak hammocks, the cypress areas. It's like going to a different state. I love it. It's changed. We do this in the winter. It's a little too hot in the summer for this. So you go out on a boat in the summer and you come out here and play in the winter.
It's legal to ride out here once you own property. There's no one to mess with you. You kind of do your own thing.
Just make sure you keep your alligator eyes in focus.
What are those holes for down there?
Oh, there used to be, I don't know if they're still there, but there used to be little baby gators all in here. Well, no, probably that. Yeah.
Enough to bite your fingers?
I imagine. I've never stuck my fingers near their mouth. Yeah, there's hogs and deer and, once in a while a gator or something, but, they don't like noise, so you're not going to see it too much, Well, you never know. Not a lot of people out here today, so.
Where are we going now?
There's a spot that is referred to as the Amazon or the culverts over here, and there's a pretty nice little mud field in between that the guys with the real big tires like, so we'll show you that.
We got some guys with big tires.
We do.
For the most part, we're all running snorkels, lift kits, mud tires, and to prevent, the major damage and from getting stuck. I enjoy watching these guys with the big, lifting machines go through the mud. But I'm not into the, turning these things into submarines and really swimming them like the Florida environment. There's a lot of water here. It tends to get expensive when you go in the mud and the deep water. You have a very good chance of tearing something up and spending some nice repair bills on Monday to get them running again. So.
Guys, repair bills on me. Let her rip. We might have busted a few things, but that's okay. We had a great time.
Yeah, almost every weekend, that's what this whole place is about, is friends getting together with their machines, taking a ride and relaxing, trying to forget the week, you know what I mean?
Yep. We hear ya. Stick around, because coming up next, we air it out. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Kicker and SSV Works. Go wherever your music takes you. And by KMC Wheels, precision for chaos. And by Polaris Visa Card. Power your passion. Earn Polaris cash on all of your purchases.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We've been getting down and dirty and having a ton of fun. Now, we've moved to a new place, Florida, Tracks and Trails.
You can find Florida Tracks and Trails just outside Punta Gorda. It's less than an hour north of Fort Myers.
We have 26 miles of one-way trails. We have 5 different motocross tracks. We have a pro track, an amateur track, a beginner track, a PE track, and a UTV ATV track. Also a mud zone, a full drag strip over there. We have a full-scale paintball park with 2 speedball fields. We have a beach with a tiki bar and grill.
Eat your heart out, Disney World.
Yeah, we are definitely the Disneyland of outdoor parks, for sure.
With all the private riding in Florida, the public now has a new playground.
We opened up April of 2015. We need something in the county for a family-friendly park, and we need something for the kids around here. There's not really anywhere in Southwest Florida to ride and to do the things that we offer here.
You hear about it and then you pull in and the place is just amazing. I've never been to an off-road park that has the infrastructure and all these different tracks and everything to offer.
A lot of places you can go just trail riding, and that's all you're going to do is just trail ride, where I think you can come here and do a lot more activities.
I talked to some people from Illinois and Michigan and all over the country coming down for paintball, off-road.
And they've already got plans to get bigger.
We're kind of trying to go above and beyond with everything that we're doing out here. We definitely have a lot planned, and this is only half of it so far.
They call this place Tracks and Trails, so let's hit the track first.
Oh, love speed. Addict. You know, everything from, you know, medium speed to fast. It just depends on how hard you want to ride.
That was fun. Now, let's test out the trails.
Yeah, the trails are all one direction. We can't have you going wide open and opposing. It's not like a highway. You go in and you enter, you follow the markers, and you come out the other side. There's no speed limits on the trail, so you want to go and blast through the mud, you can. Just be cautious of the other guys on the trail, but you go as fast as you want.
Yeah, Jay, watch out for the host of the show, huh?
I got creamed with mud. Did I get any in my hair?
I'm trying to do a little filming here.
Is it on my back?
No, you're good.
Oh well, never mind.
Clean as a whistle.
Back to riding, I guess.
You know, the trails were nice, a little bit tight for me.
Darren brought out his lifted beast and fit right in.
Started out as a 2015 High Lifter Model Edition RZR, and since then I've changed out to a 20-inch suspension lift on it, 38-inch tires, portal gear lift, and a lot of other upgrades. I got 38 inches right now ground clearance. Why not? Why not? Look at the rest of the machines, they're all the same size. Makes it easier to see.
Of course, we couldn't go home without letting Darren have a little fun.
We're gonna go to the mud hole.
You've been waiting for that?
All day. A little splash here and there just doesn't do it.
It's Florida, it's awesome, it's tracks and trails.
All right, just one more stop on our Florida tour. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by PRP, seats, harnesses, and storage for your UTV. PRP, built for off-road. And by Brimstone, camp, ride, and kick back at Brimstone.
Welcome back to DP. Our final stop takes us back to yet another mud hole in St. Cloud, Florida. To get past these gates,
This is all private land here.
remember, that's how it goes in Florida. You gotta know someone, and lucky for us, we do.
We got 12,500 acres, mud, sand, powder sand, trails, streams.
Cecil and his friends ride out here almost every weekend. He's been coming here for 2 decades.
Well, you got to own a piece of property out here. You're allowed to bring your friends. We come out on the weekend, we grill out, ride, have fun. Well, there's, I think, 6,000 owners, but only probably 1,500 of them use it throughout the year. So once you own 1.25 acres, you have access to 12,500 acres.
I like that math.
It's a good deal.
Cecil's friend Brittany thought it was a good deal too, and bought a place right next to Cecil.
We actually bought 2 lots next to each other, and it was 8 couples total that went in on it. Initially, we were kind of camping in the parking lot, or we'd get out here late and end up sleeping in the trucks because we were too tired to drive home, and decided we use it enough, we're going to go ahead and invest the money and build a nice camp out here. We cleared it out and we rolled in a couple office trailers. Some people rolled in campers. Everybody did something a little bit different.
You gotta have a place to stay and get cleaned up, right?
We don't really have any other options. It's either dusty sand or mud.
Well, you got any hot spots you want to take us to?
You want to take them on like an easy trail. You'll take them to a swimming hole. You want to take them somewhere extreme. We've got the worst trail is the Gator Loop, super deep. You don't want to go there when the water table's high. It'll swallow side by side.
So lots of places to ride, but I want to know how all this happened.
Back in the 60s and 70s, it was a real estate scam. They sold these pieces of property to different people that bought them thinking it was a good investment, they were going to develop it, and never put any infrastructure in.
The scam left people broke and busted, but left behind killer riding.
Eventually, it just was called recreational property, and you can't build anything here. There's no electricity, roads, anything like that. So now we just ride out here.
Love it. Love to go out, sink it.
For kids like Blaine, he doesn't care how it all happened. All he knows is mud, mud, and more mud.
Get as dirty as you can, break it, take it home, fix it.
After spinning his tires for a bit, Blaine sums it up.
Living in Florida, there ain't nothing else to do.